Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement. For regular viewers and listeners of AWI Pod, please do not be offended, as this program contains good wrestling.
Hello and welcome everybody to the third episode of A Cup of UK Heritage. I, of course, am your host, Brent Piles, and I, of course, do not do these things by myself because I would be a lone raving lunatic if I did that. I am with my co-host from across the pond. It is at G at Wrestling Night, Glenn Abbott. Glenn, how you doing?
Are you trying to say that DC Matthews is a raving lunatic?
DC Matthews is absolutely a raving lunatic. I think you and I both know that DC is a raving lunatic.
I really don't know how he does it. I don't know if you've ever tried doing a solo, have you?
I've done one before, but not like so. DC talks to himself for like a lengthy period of time.
Yeah.
He used to do something called solo shots where we would all just watch. One of us would watch a match, but it would be like 5 minutes, 5 minutes at the most, 5-6 minutes at the most.
God.
So no, I've never tried to do it like for a lengthy period of time. I couldn't imagine.
I tried to do a special for a piece of business, and it was a nightmare. One of the worst things I've ever done or heard.
Did you put it out?
I did put it out. Yeah. That was the early days, but there we go. So what we got we've got 2 matches on the card for tonight, haven't we?
We've got 2 matches for episode 3. As you know, when we started this thing out, we told you guys it was going to be, like a 15-minute, 20-minute show, but we've eclipsed past 30 minutes. The first 2 episodes, but you had to get through the inaugural tournament first, and it only made sense to do first round, quarterfinal, semifinal, final. And now it only makes sense for us to do. We'll probably do 2 or 3 of these. Both the matches that we were going to review tonight all 6 rounds, all 6 rounds to decide the victor. But if we come across a couple that end in the 3rd or 4th round, but I don't think many do.
that doesn't bode well.
2 matches each. What do you say?
That doesn't bode well because the second one only went 5 rounds.
Oh, did it? I thought it went 6.
No, it only went 5.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Good to see you kept up your research.
Well, I guess. Oh, fuck, Glenn. I messaged Glenn. I was like, oh, I found one that I didn't even have, but it turns out that I did have it. I just had my dates all wrong.
Yeah.
So I watched the second match that took place before the first match because I hadn't realized that the first match had already happened. So, yes. The first match that we're going to review was A-Kid defending his Heritage Cup Championship against one Tyler Bate. This match was actually set up on the inaugural episode of the Supernova Sessions, which was one of mine and yours and your former co-host favorite segments on NXT UK. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And hopefully after next weekend, they'll be bringing it back in its proper entirety.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because we got a Supernova Sessions on NXT this week, didn't we? I haven't watched it yet, but I heard.
Yeah, that was a sort of... they didn't have the ambience. All it was a sofa and a small chair.
It was always so good in NXT UK because they had the couch and the chair, and then you had like the table, and they had all. It was just Anyway, I knew the A-Kid was young, but I didn't realize he was this young. Like he's only 26 years old. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Nigel was saying that he debuted when he was 19 years old, but I thought Nigel said that he was 19 years old in this match, which couldn't be.
No, I think he debuted when he was 19.
That makes more sense, because this match was in 2021 and it's now 2023, so I don't think he's aged 6 years unless A-Kid's got some weird aging thing going on with him. I don't know.
Well, A-Kid's no more, is he? He disappeared.
That's right. We don't know. He could have become a man. We don't know. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's a superhero. We don't know. Match opens up with some really good mat wrestling and some good submission transitions in the opening round. You got anything else of note that happened in the first round?
Well, it's just that first round, isn't it?
Yep.
with all the different ways they finish these matches, everyone starts the same.
And it,
Good, decent mat wrestling.
right, but it's logical for it to start that way, because if you're in a match like this,
Yeah,
when you know you're going 6 rounds, you're going to want to pace yourself. So you're not going to go balls to the wall the first 3 minutes.
and you don't want to make a mistake in the first 3 minutes and end up 1-0 down early on.
Or worse, get yourself knocked out and lose the match altogether in the first round. So yeah. So that makes perfect
which luckily
sense.
which luckily nobody has done.
Not yet. And I don't think it ever happens.
No, I don't think there has actually been a first round knockout.
If they do, that'll be a shocker. Maybe one day. Second round opens up with like a test of strength of sorts, I guess you would call that. Bate does a really good escape of A-Kid's got like a straight jacket, I think is what they called it, on him. And Bate kind of gets out of it. Yeah, he kind of just like takes him off like it's a suit.
Yeah, he just steps out of him, didn't he? Really, that was weird. That's a hark back to the good old days of World of Sport Wrestling. That sort of escape.
See, I'd never seen anything like that, and it was just so innovative because he literally, just took his arms and just kind of took him off like you were taking off your pants, and then put him in the.
I'll tell you,
it was really great.
One night, you, me, and the mayor, we are going to have to review a Les Kellett match.
I don't know who that is, but I'm all for it.
He's the funniest man that ever laced boots and climbed into a ring, but also one of the hardest.
Okay. He sounds right up this show's alley then.
Yeah, it certainly is. But that was the sort of thing, that was the sort of escape he would have done.
Yeah, no, I thought this was really, I thought that was really, really innovative. I guess it's not that innovative because as Glenn's telling me, it's happened a lot. But yeah, it was really cool. I'd never seen anything quite like that before.
No, because you wouldn't, it's not the sort of thing that went on in an American ring, really.
Right.
When Hogan and that lot were around.
I was going to say, all they did
they went into the mat wrestling.
Watching wrestling was punch and kick. That was it.
Yeah, they weren't really into the mat wrestling, were they?
No, especially not the ones that you really connected with. I mean, you had the guys like Ricky Steamboat and Savage, but Hogan and those guys, they weren't going to do any submission transitions. That's for goddamn sure. No. They both kind of trade. Go ahead.
Yep. I was going to say, I think I'm going to say the same thing as you, is that they were trading blows, and there was a few MMA tactics went in on those, both of them showing that they're both trained in MMA and what is it, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Jiu-Jitsu, yeah. They mentioned, I think Nigel said Jiu-Jitsu a lot. He didn't drop any Jiu-Jitsu greats names, though, which was, I was surprised by.
No, that's probably because there isn't. No, probably... Apologies to anybody in the jiu-jitsu community. There probably are within that echelon, but not made it worldwide name-wise.
Right. They're not many big name jiu-jitsu guys in America that a lot of people are going to be able to name. Yeah, absolutely not. You're going to name the Gracies, and that's all I've got. I've got the Gracies, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good mat wrestling again to end the second round. It was some really, really good stuff in the second round. They did a lot of cool transitions out of that straight jacket submission, and I never really seen anybody use that straight jacket submission either. So that was a really cool thing for me to see. The third round is when things really start to pick up.
Yeah, that straight jacket. It's one of those things. It's simple to do. You're not going to hurt your opponent, but it looks bloody painful.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be really hard for someone to breathe if you were doing that to them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the pace really starts to pick up in the third round, and then Bate ends up getting the first fall pretty early in the round, wasn't it?
Yeah. Before that, you could see where Tyler Bate had trained with Pete Dunne, butch as he is now, because he started doing a bit of joint manipulation and bending A-Kid's fingers.
Yes. Yep. And then, he kind of rolled A-Kid. He rolls A-Kid up to get the first fall, and Tyler Bate goes up 1-0 in this one.
Yeah, that's a surprise because A-Kid went for the Northern Lights suplex. Bate landed on his feet. He went for another German, and all he did was get rolled up for his trouble.
Yeah. So the submissions, the transitions in everything in all these matches are so good because there's so many transitions into submissions and pins. It's just really great stuff. I cannot enough tell people to go and watch these goddamn matches. I'm telling you, go watch them. I guarantee you're going to love them. I just can't see how anybody doesn't watch this and not love it.
No, and nobody can say they haven't got the time to watch. It's 6 3-minute rounds. That is as much as you need to watch.
Right, exactly. And I'll save this for the next one because, like I said, I watched one of the matches. I watched the match that came after this one, before this one, and so it's kind of messed up. I watched one for the other one, but I'll leave my note here for the next match. A-Kid opens up with a beautiful kick to the. I don't know if he opened up the round, but he hit a beautiful kick to the face of Tyler Bate. But that seemed to only wake Tyler Bate up as Bate just started landing some really shots on A-Kid after that.
Yeah, it did. He did. The thing with these two is that you could see that they knew each other so well because they'd already told the story of how Tyler Bate trained A-Kid.
Right, yeah, they did. They brought that up a lot, yep.
So everything was countered by because they knew what the other one was going to be doing.
Yeah, it made sense. I mean, this match was, I'm going to say it over and over again, but this match was great. It was really, really good. I enjoyed this match a lot. That's what wakes Bate up a little bit. He lands those stiff shots, and then A-Kid does a great job of avoiding like a takedown attempt by Tyler Bate, and then he locked in a really deep sleeper hold, and then he transitioned it into an arm bar, but then Tyler Bate just kind of, as the
picked him up.
What were you gonna say?
He picked him up basically with one arm.
That's what I wrote too. He basically picked him up and slammed him out of the arm bar, and that's basically how the fourth round ended.
Yeah. You could see that it stunned A-Kid when he was sort of limping back to the corner, selling the power bomb really well.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was the fifth round or the fourth round, but one of the rounds, A-Kid kind of comes out on the round and he doesn't stand up. He kind of slides. He slides on his butt into Tyler Bate to try to get Tyler Bate to kind of come into his guard. And that's just something you don't see a lot in a wrestling match. And so I thought that was really cool. And I don't remember what round that was in.
That's a real MMA move, that is. I think that was in the fourth.
Okay.
When they were doing the early part of the fourth round, when they were doing all the MMA stuff.
That makes sense, yeah. So I just thought that was really cool, the way he was just kind of trying to bait him into his guard. And the way A-Kid was kind of sliding in, and he was giving Bate this kind of smirk. And I just thought, I don't know, there was smirk that he had on his face when he was doing go ahead and try it, motherfucker. I just thought that was really good. About 60 seconds into the fifth round, A-Kid's up on the top rope. He does a beautiful springboard reverse DDT on Tyler Bate for the 3 count and evens things up at 1 round apiece as we head into the final round. That was a thing of beauty.
Yep. Again, the round ends, but Bate is selling the hell out of being knocked senseless by the DDT.
Right, as one should. Both men come out of the first minute of the last round, both very cautious. They basically circled each other for the first 60 seconds. There wasn't a whole lot of physicality at all in the final round. The first minute of the final round, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Bate comes out pummeling, basically, with palm strikes. A-Kid. But
he hit didn't he do a headbutt to the stomach area?
Did a Liger kick, and then they were grappling, and I don't know whether it was a botch or not, but the way they fell out of the ring, it looked a bit precarious. Neither of them wanted to let go for fear of plummeting into the floor, I think. Although the referee...
Yeah, so Bate did his... Bate did that thing where he does a front flip, but he kicks the person as he front flips them. And this completely almost knocks A-Kid completely out of the fucking ring. And Bate has to kind of grab his leg so that he doesn't break his fucking neck. I'm pretty sure that's why he grabbed his leg, because he didn't want to break his fucking neck. They sell it on commentary. He wants to keep him in the ring so he can win it, but I'm pretty sure he wants to make sure he's not in the wheelchair. And that's why he grabbed him. Yeah. Exactly. The finish of this match was really good. Both guys are trading submission transitions, and then A-Kid does a really beautiful transition into his crucifix submission and gets Tyler Bate to give up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not what happened. Bate rolls through and went for a pin, but then A-Kid countered into another pin for the 1-2-3 and retains his UK Heritage Cup. I mean,
perfectly choreographed, but looked like a fight.
The next match, Glenn, was also set up on an episode of the Supernova Sessions. It is Shaw Samuels taking on A-Kid. I don't think I ever saw I never saw Shaw Samuels wrestle in one of these matches, so it was a treat for me. Shaw Samuels is my and one of yours and my favorite guys from NXT UK, and we're hoping he shows up next week on the premium live event. They did this in the first match too, but I love the way they bring the lights down.
I actually said to him once at a show, I admire anybody that wrestles in braces, suspenders to you guys. And not like sort of the IRS, but he wears his with just his trunks.
No shirt. Yeah, there's no shirt underneath there or anything or pants. It's just his trunks and the suspenders. I'd be worried about people snapping.
Well, you do see it occasionally. Somebody has used them as weapons before, but not in this match.
That is true. Yeah, so I like the way they lower the lights when they do the championship intros for this. It just gives it like a bigger fight feel for me. So I just think that's really cool when they do that. Shaw does everything he can in the opening round to try to use a size advantage against A-Kid because he is a bit bigger than A-Kid. And then he even gets a little bit frustrated when he goes for a pinning attempt and A-Kid just bridges out of it. Shaw gets a little bit pissed off.
Yeah, he really went into this early, didn't he? Yeah, he was laying into him and had him in headlocks. Looked like he's going to twist his head off.
Yep.
It was Shaw. No, I wasn't expecting. I couldn't remember this. I probably did watch it as part of that episode of NXT UK, but watching it on its own, I forgot how much offence earlier on Shaw Samuels had in this. You expect A-Kid to run circles around him, but he didn't.
Like I said, he really tried to establish his dominance early. I think this is the most dominant anyone's been in the first round of any of these matches that we've watched so far, because it's usually like a 50-50 struggle in most of these first rounds, and this one really wasn't. Shaw got the upper hand by hitting A-Kid with he hit him with a quick scoop body slam after a rope break. He then slams A-Kid's arm into the left turnbuckle, and then he tries to lock in his butcher's hook submission, but A-Kid gets the ropes. But then Shaw does a really innovative thing where he just kind of grabs A-Kid's trunks, pulls him to the middle of the ring, hits a real big stiff elbow to the back of his neck, and then locks in the butcher's hook. And of course, A-Kid's got no choice but to tap out to
a first round fall, which you don't see very often in these either.
I feel like A-Kid goes down a lot in these matches. I feel like he goes down 1-0 a lot. You know what I mean? Because he did it in the last one, he did it in this one here. I'm pretty sure he did it against Trent in the final.
Yeah,
it seems to happen to him a lot.
But this is his first round one, which was very unusual.
Right? Yeah. I think that's the first round fall we've seen. I want to say.
I love the start to round two where A-Kid takes a run at him to do his drop kick, and Shaw just slips out the way, bang into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, Shaw dominated most of the second round too. About the first 90 seconds, he was really just taking it to
because A-Kid was selling the shoulder the whole time. Basically, he was working on one wing.
Right. A-Kid hits Shaw Samuels with a nice uppercut, and then he tries to lock in a sleeper hold, but Shaw Samuels gets a rope break. Shaw then looks like he might be losing the round, so he just kind of bails out of the ring for the last 20 seconds. But A-Kid says, no, motherfucker, and dives out of the ring.
He did.
They kind of knocked heads when he dived out.
I feel sorry for A-Kid. He must have a hard head.
Yeah, definitely. It literally was like, pow. It was like knock right head to head. It was looked pretty brutal, but they seemed to be okay. Nobody looked like they had any cobwebs, so that's okay. And then Shaw got a bit too confident here in the third round as he gets A-Kid down on the mat, landed some big punches, and then he tries to just
he steps on stepping on the injured shoulder,
which didn't work.
As you would, which is brilliant because it's targeting the injured part. But of course, we know how cocky Shaw Samuels is, and he gets really cocky with this. And
as you would stand on the hurt shoulder, but as one also would if someone puts their foot on your chest, you're going to grab that motherfucker and twist it, which is exactly what A-Kid does.
That kick he gave Shaw to the head looks stiff.
It definitely did. A lot of those A-Kid kicks look very, very stiff.
And then he gets a running drop kick and evens up the score as he does.
Tie it up as we head into the fourth round. A-Kid lands like a really cool, like overhead belly to belly suplex on Shaw Samuels, which is just kind of a sight to see.
Yeah,
Shaw's like a lot bigger than A-Kid, and to see him like,
because
pick him
it
up like
softened
that was
him up
really
with
cool.
2 whacks to the jaw just before.
That's as one would.
And then gets in the Northern Light suplex. But as his Shah's want, he didn't stay down for long. Got up and then lariated A-Kid out of his boots. Turned him inside out.
There was a lot of hard hitting stuff in the fourth round. They had a lot of back and forth hard hitting action, but that was a very stiff clothesline from Shaw Samuels. It looks like he might be getting the win with about 49 seconds left in the round as he catches A-Kid off the top rope, and then he hit like a Falcon Arrow suplex onto A-Kid. Shaw Samuels again tries to execute the Butcher's Hook, but A-Kid is saved by the bell, which I think A-Kid thought he won.
Wonderful bit there where A-Kid comes off the top rope with a crossbody, and Shaw just catches him.
Oh yeah, that was
okay.
Good too. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Slam you on the floor. Butcher's Hook in. Just saved by the bell.
But Shaw thinks that the bell is rang because A-Kid's given up, so he thinks he's won. But when the referee tells him otherwise, he's not very happy. He just slaps the bottle of water out of his corner guy's hand. The poor corner guy gets no respect. I'm pretty sure I follow that guy on Twitter. But anyway, I hit a really good spine buster on A-Kid for the 2 count.
It was starting the fifth round,
right? Because this didn't go 6 rounds.
Being taken down into an arm bar and having to try its weight free before A-Kid got the full extension on it. That was it. That's how it started round 5. A little bit of mat wrestling. Yeah. And now Kid was fighting off the Butcher's Hook because Shaw's trying to get that in the whole time. As Kid was fighting off the Butcher's Hook, he managed to do a sort of like Pele kick on him. They did the shoulder breaker. Yeah. Because he countered the Butcher's Hook. It's a Umaplata or whatever it's called. Umapalenka. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Omoplata. The arm bar that A-Kid uses a lot to get the win. Yeah.
You know, when he gets the guy's arms behind their back, and that's the thing. I just say crucifix because it sounds good. I don't know why.
It's very similar.
But yeah, I mean, that is the 2 matches that we're going to review this week. Which one, if you had to pick which one you like better, which one did you like better?
That's hard. It's hard. I would say slightly the Shaw Samuels one. Basically, because I like Shaw Samuels.
I was going to say, I thought you might say that. I'm going to go the other route just to be different, and I'm going to say Tyler Bate versus A-Kid just because it was really, really good. And we're going to see Tyler Bate versus A-Kid in a Heritage Cup match again coming down the road. So we'll be getting to see that match one more time. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, because I'll do all my plugging later when we record worldwide.
There's an episode of AWI Pod Worldwide out right now where you can hear all the plugs. There's also an episode of Warring to Attitude. Episode 11 is out right now as well. So you'll hear all the plugs that you'll ever need to hear on both of those shows.
Yeah. So we don't need to plug stuff on here as well.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. This is just a mini series anyway. So we're just going to get out of here by letting Glenn say goodbye.
Goodbye.